Welcome to another video. This is the work in progress so far on Code of Steel, my new mod for Fallout New Vegas. This features the Brotherhood of Steel, no less. This is the Wolf's Ridge base. It's independent of the Hidden Valley base of the Brotherhood of Steel. It doesn't matter what you really do there, because in this one, it's basically they're sent to this area after the Hidden Valley chapter was apparently wiped out after Helios 1. These guys don't know they survived, and they don't know they ended up in Hidden Valley.
There is no escape, Wastelander. Stay where you are.
Until you turn up like I am here, saying, "Hello, I'm from Hidden Valley." You know, these don't know the other chapter still exists. Of course, once you introduce yourself and they've found out that they exist, then everything's hunky-dory and everything. But until that point, these guys are in the dark about the other chapter. Of course, I'll show you later on what happens when you go straight into Wolf's Ridge Brotherhood of Steel base instead of doing the Hidden Valley one, because the Code of Steel quest, which you saw start when you went into the base, covers a number of different beginnings. This is the Hidden Valley beginning, where you do the Hidden Valley first and then come here, in which case it skips all the ranks up to Paladin and all the jobs up to Paladin, just to keep it in sync with Hidden Valley. But if you were to come here first, you do all the quests between Raw Recruit and Paladin, and once you actually finish doing the Hidden Valley quests, then you get promoted to Paladin here as well. You see? Of course, if you've already gone right past Paladin in this base, you know, then you'd keep the rank you were at. I just add some lines to the other guys in the other base saying, "Hi there, I'm really a Brotherhood of Steel member, and I've just been here to keep an eye on you from the Wolf's Ridge chapter," and then we'd sync it that way. Because remember, right, there isn't a lot goes on in the Hidden Valley one after you finish their quests, so the rank doesn't make any difference. Not over there, but it does over here. Over here it will make a difference. So it's really just to keep things synced up and flowing in the right direction with no odd bits. But anyhow, it does mean you can do the Hidden Valley quest. You can do it from the McNamara or Harding ending. Either will work with this, or you can come straight to this base. There is a self-destruct option, you know, the Hidden Valley. So if you destroyed Hidden Valley, there's a reply here. But I can't really test that because I don't think I've got a save where I've destroyed the Brotherhood of Steel base. I might have, but I'm going to have to look. Until I do look, I won't know for certain if it worked. All I do know is some of the commands in the Hidden Valley dialogue quest, you know, that's supposed to say like 1 for McNamara ending and 2 for whatever ending, they don't work. So it's a load of bollocks. But I figured it out and gone round it. Anyway, this base has got everything a base should have if people are going to live there all their lives. And I want you as the player to want to play the Brotherhood of Steel. I want to live in this base and do all your missions from this base and be a real Brotherhood of Steel member. I'm hoping that you'll have your own little ecosystem in here. You know, caps won't really mean much when you're in an army-based system, you know, where you get requisition forms for various things. I'm hoping that you'll be handing equipment and taking it out again, rather than buying and selling. Now, as you can see, the computers have all got basic dialogue in as well, or basic text in. A lot of these are like will be what they call biogenetics, you know, security systems, where it'll only show you text you're allowed to see. This is just a condition that checks your rank, really. But there'll be no hacking these computers. You just won't see anything you're not entitled to see. This is a classroom, as you can see. You've got the kids there, and the initiates are coming in for their class. This is coming in after their dinner time, of course. They actually go for a run around the hangar in the morning, these initiates. In the original version, you used to do press-ups as well, but I had to scrap that and rebuild it again because of a bug in the editor and the game. Right, this is the engineering level. As you can see, these guys are on patrol in the engineering level, and this is some of these sleeping quarters. I should say, actually, I did most of my research for this mod at the Vault, and I wanted to let people know where they can get this information from. So what I did is I've taken the Brotherhood of Steel wiki info and added it to these computers. You haven't got any of the links and you haven't got the cross-reference documents or the pictures here, but you've got the text. So you can get to read up on the Brotherhood of Steel from any sleeping quarters in this base. So you can really get to know the history, what they're about, and get into the role-playing side of things. And you've got the link there to the site itself where you can go and follow the link, see the pictures and get the full story.
Hello.
You know, with graphics and examples, background stuff, etc, etc, etc. The Vault has actually been very good in that department. It's been very useful to me, so I do recommend you follow the link and go and look if you found the Brotherhood interesting. But remember, the Vault covers all things Fallout, not just the Brotherhood, and it's the best source of information you can get for Fallout at the moment, so it's a site to go to. I should point out actually, the reason why the Vault's been a very useful site to me is because this is actually a law mod and I wanted to get the details correct. I wanted to have the Brotherhood feel like a real Brotherhood chapter and not one of these Lions variety types, you know, that was supposed to be a Brotherhood chapter but were really a bunch of wusses that were just too friendly with the locals. This is the real thing. Now, I often get players asking me,
Hey,
why don't you make them friendly to XYZ chapters or clans or factions? And to them I'd say, because the Brotherhood don't do
Lockdown
that.
activated.
If you want Brotherhood to be friendly with the NCR and the Legion and everybody else, then you don't want the Brotherhood, do you? Because the Brotherhood are only interested in one thing, and that is collecting technology. And this is all these the guys are interested in. And if you want to join the Brotherhood, you'll be expected to be interested in that as well. Now, there is no codex written down that I could find that details the exact rules of the Brotherhood, but that's probably deliberate. So what I'm going to have to do for this mod is just outline the various
Lockdown cancelled.
key points of being a member of the Brotherhood and stick that down as a code of steel. So when you do the quests before becoming Paladin, you learn the basics. This is what the Code of Steel name's about, learning the basics of what it means to be a Brotherhood of Steel member. Not a Lions member, not a Midwest member, but an actual Brotherhood of Steel member, as in, you know, what's it, Lost Hills type, you know, really strict Brotherhood person. Anyway, I don't want any of these pussy-whipped Brotherhood chapters from elsewhere influencing this. This is the Brotherhood in its strictest sense. These guys will probably die out because they won't change. It's that type of Brotherhood. So you'd be going out there with a mentality of taking technology for these guys. The end of the game for the Legion, the NCR, Mr. House and Yes Man, that means absolutely nothing in this mod. If you become a Brotherhood of Steel member, none of them endings are in your best interest. You can just forget about the main pot completely, because all you'd be doing is pissing off the Brotherhood of Steel if you help any of them groups. So, the idea here is to basically help the Brotherhood do what they do best, which is collect technology. And in the process, you'll get the chance to take over certain buildings like Helios 1, the dam and places like that. Although the dams are really heavily quested areas, so that might be a bit more difficult. But you definitely get hold of Helios 1, and you'll be using that weapon to keep the NCR and the Legion at bay, so the Brotherhood can be more open about things. But at the end of the day, you're a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, you're working in their interests, not Mr. House, not the Legion, not the NCR. So any ending that will be, you know, suitable for these will probably be added to this mod. You won't find it anywhere else. As you can see though, the shutdown things comes extremely useful. Not only does it trigger when you first enter the base, but you can trigger it manually as well. This is done deliberately, by the way, because the lockdown script is actually a part of a Brotherhood base control script, and it can be triggered any time by just changing the variable to 1. So I use it quite a lot. every time I want to get the player's attention, just change that variable to 1 and bang, off go all the alarms. Trouble is, you see them flashing lights, they only work on the level of where what initiated the lockdown. If I was to leave the level, them lights wouldn't be flashing. I don't know why, it's just one of those odd things. But I'm sure when I used this as an ESP without the ESM feature, that was working in all levels, but I haven't seen it since. Anyway, I'm going to show you the nighttime feature. See, it's nearly midnight. In the morning, dinner time and night, you get different bugle calls in the army or the air force. Well, I borrowed those calls, right, and I've used them in this mod for morning, dinner time and night time bugles. You watch them all go to bed now, look. The Brotherhood of Steel actually originated from the, I think it's US Army. They rebelled a few days before the bombs fell after finding some experiments going on in a bunker using the forced evolutionary virus to change people into super mutants. They saw this, killed all the scientists, rebelled, and then sent a message off, but the bombs fell before anybody could do anything about them. So they became the Brotherhood of Steel. I got that from the vault as well, by the way. Now, if we go to other levels, you'll see all the lights are red, you know, meaning it's night time, but there's no alarm sounding, so it's not a lockdown. Now, this is what happens when you go to the beginning of the game again and try to enter the base before doing hidden.
There is no escape, Wastelander.
This time
Stay where you are and you'll not be harmed.
And we're going to just see what the Elder has to say now. Same text initially, you notice, but you get different options. I'm looking for work. Actually, there's a few spelling mistakes there, but they're looking for work. Blah blah blah. Want to join the Brotherhood. By the way, I usually correct the spelling on these when I'm recording the lines, and since I haven't recorded the lines, I haven't corrected the spelling. Anyway, as you can see, get different lines. This time I'm going to say no, I do not agree, and he's going to boot me out. There you go, I'm locked out. Charles back in. Let me in, you bastard! I want to rip your head off with my knife. See, it's locked. Now we'll try that again.
There is no escape, Wastelander. Stay where you are and you'll not be harmed.
He's going to ask us, do we agree to his terms to stay on this level, not creep around anywhere else?
Hey!
Blah blah blah. If you notice, I'm trying to run away from him here. This is a workaround for the fact that the disabled player controls don't work. If you want proof they don't work, they've been locking the player out the whole time I've been watching this video, and as you can see, they haven't worked once. They do work occasionally, just not very often. Now, we're going to go through the same text again. Alright, we start working for the Brotherhood until they gain, we gain their trust, and then we're allowed into the Brotherhood. But I haven't got that far in the quest yet, so I haven't done them quests yet. I've done the ranks, I just haven't done that quest yet. And we say yes. Now he's going to leave us alone. The alarms will stop sounding, everybody else will go back to the business. See? Now, I've left the base again after joining. Now I'm going to go to the wussy chest and take some high-tech gadgets I cunningly placed there for this test.
Tech scan started.
Now we're going to walk in these
Technology
high-tech
detected.
gadgets in our pocket
Conference
into
good.
a base full of Brotherhood of Steel members that collect high-tech gadgets. And look, they're pinching all our high-tech gadgets. What bastards. This is what the Brotherhood do, by the way. They take high technology off of Wastelanders, and you're a Wastelander, they've just taken high technology off of you. If you want to be in the Brotherhood of Steel, that won't be a problem. If you want to be one of these people and be friends to all and make your own money and be rich, that will be a problem. That's why there's a wussy locker chest at the back. Now, as you can see here, we've entered a level we're not supposed to be on, as you know, we haven't got the clearance and we're being attacked by the Brotherhood. We just made an enemy of the Brotherhood by snooping on their base without authorization, and we've died for it. And that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.